I use Real Care Babies in my Child Development 1 classes at Sauk Rapids Rice High School. I typically have 3 sections each year with around 30 students in each section. It's a very popular class with our students. I think they like the experience, and I think they like the knowledge that they gain as it's useful and practical experience for them. I try to be very organized with the babies. We have 10 babies, and they're stored in 2 of the Reality Works cases. They're charging cases. They're easy to store. They're easy to access the babies when the students need to. I also have a plastic shoebox for each baby that's labeled with a number. The babies all have names. The students are allowed to change the names if they choose to. We keep the sensors and the extra clothing, anything that the student will take home for a weekend experience is in that shoebox. And the babies, I've numbered them as well, so the number corresponds with their supply box. I send a letter to parents before the experience explaining what it is and expectations for the student and for the parents during the experience. Parent permission is part of that letter, and students sign their agreement as part of that as well. When students have those permission slips returned to me, they're allowed to choose their weekend and sign up for the baby that they would like to care for the weekend. As they sign up, they know that the experience starts at 4 p.m. on Friday and finishes at 10 p.m. on Sunday. If they have a special situation, maybe they have a sports practice on Friday afternoon and it would be inconvenient to start at 4, I'm flexible in that I start the babies later for them, but they must submit a special request to me in paper, so I have that to keep on file, and then when I program the babies, I have that in my hand, so I don't have to keep all of those things in my mind or sticky notes or whatever. I just created a system for that. When students take the babies home, I have a printed list of the supplies that they take and an emergency contact number should they have an emergency or a situation that they don't know how to handle. I let them know that it's okay to call me or text me, whichever they prefer for communication. And I do tell them that if it's after 10 p.m., they might not get a reply until morning. I think that's realistic for them. And sometimes they have to struggle through some things after 10 p.m. if I don't respond to their text or their call. We spend a significant amount of time in class practicing with the babies before they take them home. I devote probably 3, maybe 5 class periods to just practicing with the babies. I do a demonstration to show all of the cares and how to respond to the cares for the baby, and then they have time to practice. Usually it's with a partner because we have 10 babies. Sometimes we have groups of 3, or maybe we'll do a split classroom. Half of the class will be working on an assignment, and then the other half will be working on practicing with the babies. They usually really like the practice time, and sometimes they just want to hold the babies even after we've had our practice and they start taking them. They'll say, "Can I just hold a baby during class today?" And I don't have a problem with that. I think it's good for them to have that interest in the babies. And they usually do a really good job of that. They don't get too distracted by the babies while we're doing other work. I think it's really important to involve parents. As I mentioned with the parent letter that they receive, the parents are given some expectations. And then after the student has the experience, they do a reflection. And then I also ask the parents to do a short reflection, reflecting on what they observed in their student during the experience, what they think their student might have learned, and how valuable they think it was. And I almost always get positive feedback about that. Occasionally I have a parent that says they don't think it was very valuable because it's just a doll. Well, I try to promote in my students or encourage them to think of it as a baby. It's not just a doll, it's a baby, and they're taking care of it as a real baby. I hope my suggestions are beneficial to you, and I hope you have a good experience with the Real Care Babies. I really enjoy using them in my classes, and I hope you do too.